Yesterday was the first day of Advent, the period in the Christian tradition each year where we await the birth of Jesus. That waiting is not merely sitting still, but a deep slowing down, a willingness to sit in the silence of one's own life and the courage to create silence or space for the big questions, the questions that, like this little child, point us to our redemption, to our purpose. We lit the candle of hope and opened up Isaiah 64 yesterday during service and talked about discernment. If you want, you can pause here. You can go listen to that service on our Facebook page, what have you. But we talked about discernment, the act of deep listening, as a way of tuning in, as a way of anchoring oneself instead of being swept away. Discernment is not only for folks who are entering ministry, but for people who want to become all that is possible, recognizing that each of our lives is a ministry. We are engaging discernment. And each day during Advent, during this season, University Church will have a devotional for you. Many of them come from our community and written by us, maybe a video or a song or a poem or reading to aid you in that process. Today, I want to start with noticing. Because as soon as people hear discernment, it becomes, well, what should I do? What should I do? I have to go do something. We move to the end of the line. And because we move so fast, what usually happens is we get overwhelmed. There's so much, or we feel so far away. We've drifted. We talked about that yesterday. We've drifted so much from where we feel like we ought to be that when we notice that and make a decision about that, it overwhelms us. It makes our head hurt. It makes our bodies tighten. But I don't want you to do anything yet. I don't want you to rush to doing a thing. In fact, discernment done well should tell you exactly what must be done. You will clearly know that. Now, how to do that and building up the courage to actually do it, that's a whole nother thing. But when I use that word, noticing, it's something different than seeing or observing, right? To notice means that something lingers once I have seen it. It lingers, it stays with me. I take note of that. It asks us to spend a little more time with it. This is not judging. Friends, this is not committing. This is not changing or transforming. This is simply the act of noticing. The wise men see a star and it lingers with them. It lingers. They pay a little more attention to it. And in taking note, they then begin to follow it. And in following it, they find Jesus. But first, they have to notice. We see stars in the sky all the time, but to slow down enough to notice. Friends, what are you noticing right now about yourself, about this world? Yes, a thing happens, but then what do you notice about your response? What do you notice about your relationship to it? What do you notice about how you exist in the world right now? That I am, whatever, right? And remember, no judgment, no judgment, simply noticing. You will want to say harsh things about yourself. It will not help you right now. It won't help you. It never helps, but especially in beginning a process of discernment. Take a moment and notice yourself. Take note and keep this to begin about you. So I notice corruption over here. I notice that person does it. I notice that. Okay, great. What do you notice about your response? What do you notice about yourself? Yourself. It would be great if you took the next few minutes or found some point later to come back to this, to spend some time jotting down what you notice about yourself. And I will offer you this prayer in closing. God, help me in seeing others in moving about so fast and in taking in so much to slow down enough to notice myself being alive. Give me courage to sit with what I love and what I am shameful of. Thank you for loving me and for trusting me with all that this love requires. Amen. Amen. Now go have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, or we'll send something out tomorrow. There's a link here somewhere where you could check us out to make sure that you're plugged in from now through the Advent season. Love.